Vallal will deliver a speech in English named I Have a Dream by Martin Luther King Jr.
I Have a Dream by Martin Luther King Jr. I'm mindful that some of you have come from great trials and tribulations. Some of you have come fresh from narrow jail cells. And some of you have come from areas where your quest for freedom has left you staggered by the storms of injustice and battered by the winds of police brutality. You have become veterans of creative suffering. Go back to Alabama. Go back to Louisiana. Go back to South Carolina. Go back to Georgia. Go back to every slum and ghetto in the northern cities, knowing that someday the situation will change. Let us not live in the valley of despair. I say to you today, my friends, in spite of the difficulties we face today and tomorrow, I still have a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day the nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths as self-evident that men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves, the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together on the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of oppression, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, will be transformed into an oasis of justice and freedom. I have a dream that one day my 4 children will live in a nation where they won't be judged by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. I have a dream today. This is our hope. This is our faith with which we'll go back to the South with. With this faith, we'll be able to convert a mountain of despair into a stone of hope. With this faith, we'll be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we'll be able to live together, to pray together, to work together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. And that will be the day when all God's children will be able to sing a new meaning. I, 'tis thee, sweet land of liberty, for thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. Let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom ring from the curvaceous hilltops of California. Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. Not only that, let freedom ring from the Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from the Lookout Mountain at Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and every molehill in Mississippi. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And we let freedom ring when we let it ring from every village to every hamlet, from every state to every city. We will be able to speed up that day when all God's children black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics will be able to join their hands and sing in the old Negro spiritual. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. The senior-most prefect council is in the process of revamping the assembly to bring about a break in the monotony that has set into the assemblies. So what's going to be happening over the next week is that they are going to be trying out a variety of different activities to see what works out, what doesn't, and probably make you have a little bit of more fun so that we don't sleep during the morning assembly. Today we are going to begin with an activity that is called the block and talk. Now the block and talk, what happens is it's like a kind of a personal debate. So a speaker comes here, picks up a topic from a chit, and that's on the spot, and then speaks for the topic and also against the topic. You need somebody else around who will, once the person starts speaking from the topic, at some point will say change or switch. And instantly from for the topic, that person has to start speaking against the topic. The topics are going to be light, fun sometimes maybe serious. We don't know, it will depend on whatever happens every week. And today, because this is the idea of the prefect council and they are going to be leading by example, we'll begin the block and talk activity with our senior most council's head boy and head girl. So I welcome Hitansh Desai on stage to take up this first challenge. Hitansh. Hitansh will pick up the topic, I'll read it out to you, and that's probably the only time he'll get to think about what he's going to speak. Alright? Hitansh's topic is co-education schools is the norm of the day, meaning he's supposed to speak first in favor and then against the idea of co-education being allowed in school. Hitansh, start.
Co-education, and for this topic firstly, co-education should be made compulsory because boys and girls, if they are in one class, then the discipline level is maintained. Also the fact that they have different mindsets, they have different thinking patterns, so if co-education is made, then they get to know each other's thinking style, which would help them, which would really help them. Also, co-education helps the smooth working of a class, and it's really helpful when it comes to effective studying because the boys are really maintained in discipline because of the presence of girls, so they would not like a teacher to scold them in front of girls.
Switch.
Co-education should not be there because it would distract the students because they would get distracted by the presence of each other. Also that co-education would not lead to effective studies because the focus would shift from the studies to something else, which is also not what is ideal. Also the co-education should be there because finally what matters is knowing each other really well because that will help us in our future lives. If we have co-education right now, it helps us when we get out of the school and really when in our profession we have to work together, it will really help us over there. Co-education might also help us in our married lives because if we get to know each other here, then it can help over there. Co-education should not be there because it also leads to distraction as I mentioned, and the focus actually shifts from studying to something else. Also co-education can lead to certain incidents which are not likable by the teachers and also by the students.
Alright, I think he's done a great job